Okay, so it looks like the heart is the place where everything that you put inside the body, it's distributed to all the parts of the body. You can look at the heart as the main source of where the energy in the body is stored up and then sent out to all the parts of the body for use. It also carries waste from the body and pumps it to the lungs. Wow! So the heart carries waste products? Interesting, isn't it? So this explains heart disease and cancer, heart cancer, because the heart carries all the waste, and even though the body gets rid of some of this waste, there is still a lot of it that remains within you long term. Okay? Long term ingestion and daily ingestion of these waste products will eventually make your body stop functioning and cleaning itself naturally because the system will respond in a way where it eventually shuts down after so much abuse of the body. So if we eat lots of junk, then our hearts store up this junk. This can also come from smoking, drinking, inhaling bad air, gases, etc., etc., etc. Kind of like if you got a BMW that requires premium fuel in order to operate. You know what they tell you about those nice cars? They tell you don't pump regular unleaded because it could damage your motor. The same thing with us. If we keep feeding ourselves junk, we can damage our heart, aka our motor. So what else can the heart store up? Let's check that out. What can live in the human heart? Okay, heartworms, parasites, nanoparticles in the bloodstream are found in organs, including the liver, spleen, heart, and brain. Okay, what causes heartworms? Now, we know in animals, both dogs and humans can get heartworm infections. But your dog can't give it to you through their bodily fluids, so don't worry. You can let your doggy lick you and kiss you all that you want. Those lovely little fur balls, right? Heartworms get into the bloodstream of both humans and dogs through mosquito bites. Okay, that's different. Stay away from those things. Okay, so heartworms can enter the blood of a dog, human, or mammal through mosquito bites. We know that. Now, one way to become infected with intestinal worms is eating undercooked meat from an infected animal, such as a cow, pig, or fish. Other possible causes leading to intestinal worms and heartworm infection include consumptions of contaminated water or consumptions of contaminated vegetables which can have contaminated soil. These parasites can live in many different areas of the body, including the stomach, intestines, the lungs, and even the heart and blood vessels. Parasite infections can cause serious diseases and even death, guys. Ugh. How else can humans get these parasites or worms or serpents? Taniasis is humans in a parasitic infection caused by the tapeworm species Tanaya saginata. Basically, it's a beef tapeworm, Tanaya solium, pork tapeworm, and Tanaya asiatica, Asian tapeworm. Okay? Humans can become infected with these tapeworms by eating raw or undercooked beef or Asian food. T. saginata or pork, T. solium, and so on. Okay, so we get the point. So worms come from meat products and from some vegetables because of the soil that was fertilized by the sick animals' excrement or poop. Okay? Could this be why God told us not to eat these animals? Okay? This was an important commandment for us not to eat these things. Can parasites multiply in the body? Is the next question. Yes, they can. Without a host, a parasite cannot live, grow, and multiply. For this reason, it rarely kills the host, but it can spread diseases, and some of these can be fatal. Parasites, unlike predators, are usually much smaller than their host, and they reproduce at a faster rate. How big can parasites get in the body? Some worms that people get can grow to be really big, more than 3 feet long. Whoa, that's disgusting. Others are tiny. Adult worms are quite small. The males measure 2 to 5 millimeters, and the females measure 8 to 13 millimeters. The worms live primarily in the cecum of the large intestine, from which the gravid female migrates at night to lay up to 15,000 eggs on the perineum. Whoa, that's horrible. Can you have multiple parasites in your body? Yes, pathogens and parasites are a ubiquitous part of life, and often hosts can be infected by more than one species at the same time. This is called co-infection and can be even more common than single infections in some situations. Next question, can a tapeworm survive being cooked? A lot of people say, well, on Google it says that if I cook my food, that it will get rid of the worms. Okay, well, or if you freeze it, it can get rid of the worms. Well, let's look at that. Can a tapeworm survive being cooked? Infections occur more frequently in areas with poor sanitation practices. Eating raw or undercooked meats, improper cooking may fail to kill tapeworm eggs, and larvae contained in contaminated pork or beef may kill the tapeworm, not the eggs. Can parasites survive freezing temperatures? Low temperatures affect the rate of growth, development, and metabolism of parasites, and when temperature falls below 0 degrees, it may expose the parasite to potentially lethal risk of freezing parasites and of endothermic host. They are protected from low temperatures by the thermal regularity abilities of their host. Okay? Wow. So if the host or animal has thermoregulatory abilities, then the parasite can survive in freezing temperatures in those particular kinds of meats. Wow. Guess who has that ability? Mammals and birds have this ability. So that covers beef, chicken, pork. Man, that means that the parasites can still survive in the frozen meat due to the animal's natural thermoregulatory abilities. So far, we can see that parasites come from ingested meat, even if it's cooked or frozen, because not all of them die. We can see that some of them die, but not all of them. We can see that they make us sick and they cause diseases. So we can also see that they can multiply in the human body and survive for quite some time by eating what we put inside of us. They can survive by what we eat and grow up to 3 feet long and lay thousands of eggs at night when you're sleeping. That also grow up to 3 feet long. We know that they can live in the heart and other organs, and all of this just from your dinner plate. Sheesh, imagine what they can do genetically. That's horrible. So we're going to go over that next. What can parasites do genetically to our DNA?